was about 5, I had this red sort of puffy, all-in-one zip-up thing, and I used to tap dance in the corner of my mum's kitchen on the lino, in front of a food cupboard, and I wore it out over the years, and I just tap danced. I didn't have tap shoes at that point. I did good ballet and tap after that though. So that's when I started performing, if you like, showing off. And then I went to ballet and tap because my mum used to want to do some shopping in Oldham Town Centre in peace on a Saturday, so she dropped me off at the co-op that did ballet and tap, and I did my bronze, and I think I dropped out when I was doing my silver because I had to do it on stage, and I got stage fright, and I was about 9 and I stopped. And then I went to Oldham Theatre Workshop when I was about 12, David Johnson's Oldham Theatre Workshop, and then got my first professional job at 13 at the Contact Theatre doing The Crucible, and then and I've been sort of doing it ever since, really. I think when he died, when I was 19, he was only 44, of cancer. I think I sort of shut it all off, really. I went to drama school. He died in 82. I went to drama school in 83, and I didn't really. I went to Method Drama School, Drama Centre, so to use personal experiences, I think it was probably a little bit too raw, really. So I don't really talk about my life very much. The police turned up at on my mum's doorstep, and we didn't know, but my dad had had a stroke because they were divorced, and I didn't see him. I saw him once every 2 weeks. So the police have found him on the streets of Manchester, and they think he'd been there about 3 weeks. So, and all my dad, because he'd had a stroke, we found out that he lost his short-term memory and only had his long-term memory, so he could only remember where he lived when he was married to my mum, which was the old family home in Marmaduke Street in Oldham, which is now a Tesco. I think it's the fish aisle. So my mum put him up for the night, and then she found him somewhere. She went to social services and found him somewhere, and he was put in a care home because he'd had a stroke, and he'd lost his job at that point. It was Thatcher, and he'd been made redundant. He was a long distance lorry driver, and he'd been made redundant. He was only in his 40s. So he was in the care home, and then I visited him once a week. And on the Friday I got back from school, and there was a note from the police saying, please contact Oldham Hospital because Peter Henthorn's condition has deteriorated. So I rang, and they wouldn't tell me what happened. So I took a taxi with my mum, and when I got there, I looked in the ward and I could see feet in the bed that he was on. So I thought, oh, but they'd replaced him already, so they took me to Trafford and they told me he died. And that's the first time they told me he got cancer, lungs and liver. That's the first time they told me that he was an alcoholic. And then they said, could they do a post-mortem? And I said yes. And that was it. No, there's no support. It's like, it's the survival rate is, it's doubled, isn't it, the last 40 years through all the support and all the research and everything. But there was nothing then. And that was it. Yeah, it'd be lovely if he was up there somewhere looking down and, but who knows? Yeah. They sent me to a skin specialist and straight away they went, it's cancer. Basal cell carcinoma. They said, try not to worry, because of course, I've got friends that have had cancer, and of course my dad died of cancer, lung and liver cancer, much more severe, but basal cell carcinoma, if you catch it quickly enough, it can be treatable. So I support Stand Up to Cancer because, there's many different ways to support Stand Up to Cancer. You can either volunteer or you can donate, and if you just want to volunteer, you're volunteering to save lives. That's why I support Stand Up to Cancer.